I think that truth is particularly important right now because we are at a period in our societal history, particularly in the United States, where we have started to look at opinion as truth and allow people to believe that opinion can be considered truth. And that's something that we really need to turn around and honor the fact that not all opinion is necessarily true, and that there's a difference between those two things. There are a lot of different types of truth. There are kind of more universal truths, and there's also private truths, individual truths that may or may not be shared with anyone other than oneself. And I feel like the second part is kind of what I've addressed in the show, that in the play that I've written for this particular festival. I love that it starts in one place and ends up in another place that I don't think anyone will ever anticipate it going. And I think that that will be what is the most impactful to audiences as well. I feel that most of the time, this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but most of the time we can kind of see where something is going and kind of see where something will end up just at the onset of it. And this begins in one place as one very particular style of play, as one very particular and specific assumed interaction between two people, and it goes somewhere very unanticipated. One unexpected ending. Can it be something I read rather than saw? When I was a very small child, my uncle had a collection of books that I was probably way too young to be reading and shouldn't have been reading, but of course was reading anyway. And this is so not the answer you were expecting. One of them was the complete works of Samuel Beckett. Yeah, and I fell in love with it. I had some interest in theater at that point, but had not known what theater could do. I had probably at that point only experienced theater that was very much entertainment, that didn't really, and which is great, but that didn't require much from the audience, and didn't leave them as a different person when it was over than who they were when it started. And when I first read Beckett, I was like, oh, this can do something more. This can do a whole lot. And I feel like that's what made me kind of take a vow of poverty for the rest of my life and decide to spend it in the theater. Oh, I think I've been writing for all of my life. I think I've been writing plays for the majority of my life, but only with the intention of producing them seriously, probably about 15 years or so. As far as things that have been staged, I've had a ton of short 1 acts and 15-minute and 10-minute works. I can't even begin to probably 20 different plays in over 100 different productions and festivals. As far as full lengths, a few, let's see, half a dozen, I would say, half a dozen full length works. That it only lasts for that 1 second, that every single experience, which is a shared experience between the audience and the participants, can never be duplicated as an individual experience of that time and that time only. It is fleeting and it is elusive and it can never be duplicated or replicated. And I think that anything that has that kind of transience always is going to carry truth with it as well.